They stand right in front of the mirror and literally adjust their face to look perfectly fine. They soften their jaw, smooth out the lines around their eyes, and then they walk out the door. They smile at the neighbor, shoot off emails packed with exclamation points, and automatically tell everyone they are good without even taking a split second to process the question. I mean, by noon, they might have said it 11 times and meant it exactly 0 times. And by evening, well, this whole performance inevitably leads them to drive home, pull into the driveway, and just sit there, completely alone in their parked car. They are so exhausted from a full day of performing for people who never even noticed the mask they were wearing. This explainer is really for that person sitting in that car, alone with everything they never say. So let's unpack exactly why this happens.
Section 1. Where the hiding begins. Let's see how this wall gets built.
So, this psychological wall we're talking about, it absolutely doesn't happen overnight. It's constructed from the inside out, starting really early in life. Think about it. At 5 years old, a crying child runs to a parent, only to be waved away and told not now. Their brain takes notes. At 10, they're sitting at the dinner table and told to toughen up and stop being so dramatic. Then at 15, they finally take a risk, share something honest with friends at lunch, and bam, the subject gets changed in 3 seconds flat. You see, emotional suppression is a learned survival response. It's conditioned over years and years of having genuine feelings dismissed or shamed. You basically learn that needing comfort is just an inconvenience to everyone else.
Moving on to Section 2, what the hiding looks like every day.
Here's the crucial part. All that childhood conditioning translates directly into the incredibly isolating habits of everyday adult life. It looks like effortlessly changing the subject when someone asks how you truly are. Or maybe it's getting absolutely devastating news at work and you find yourself gripping the bathroom sink, desperately trying to fix your face before walking back to your desk. Sometimes it looks like lying awake in the dark next to a sleeping partner, totally unable to say 4 simple sentences about something that hurt you 3 whole weeks ago. You delay it, right? You think, I'll do it tomorrow, until you completely convince yourself you're over it. But let's be real, you haven't processed it, you've just buried it so deep that nobody can reach it.
This brings us to Section 3, the body keeps score.
Now, what's fascinating and kind of scary about this is that those buried feelings don't just magically evaporate into thin air. Nope, they move inward, right into your physical body. As the renowned psychiatrist Dr. Bessel van der Kolk famously put it in his groundbreaking work, The Body Keeps the Score. Every single feeling you swallow is still right there inside you. It turns from an emotional expression into literal physical compression, constantly pressing and searching for a physical way out.
And we actually have the hard science to back this up. Decades of data from Dr. James Pennebaker's research at the University of Texas proves that chronic emotional suppression directly causes severe, measurable physical stress on the body. We're talking about significantly elevated cortisol levels in the bloodstream, a higher resting blood pressure, and a measurably weaker immune response. It's wild, but people who constantly hide their feelings actually get sick way more often, and it takes them a lot longer to recover.
So all this internalized pressure, it basically turns into a valve that completely forgets how to open. Physically, it manifests as this permanent, constant ache right between your shoulder blades. Or maybe it's a tension across your chest that's been there so long, you eventually stop noticing it. It's those unexplainable frequent headaches. It's waking up at 3 a.m. with your mind absolutely racing. Your body is quite literally trying to process everything you never properly set down during your waking hours.
Let's look at Section 4, the cost of isolation. Beyond the profound physical toll this takes, this habit of hiding slowly and quietly destroys our most important human connections. Just think about a relationship that hits a certain depth and then it just stops. It's like a boat that absolutely refuses to go any further out on the water. A romantic partner might sit across from you and say they feel like they can't ever truly reach you. And the heartbreaking part is you might genuinely love them. It's kind of like a houseplant you sincerely intend to care for every single day. But the thinking never actually becomes water, and a plant cannot survive on intentions alone. If you can't let your walls down, eventually your partner is just going to stop trying to get past them.
Psychologists actually have a clear term for this specific, agonizing type of loneliness. They call it felt isolation. It's the condition of being emotionally alone, completely regardless of how many people physically surround you. It perfectly captures that devastating experience of being at a crowded, loud party, laughing, holding a drink, but feeling like you're watching the whole room through 2 inches of thick glass. You're disappearing from the inside, while everyone else thinks you're right there celebrating with them. And the research reveals a pretty shocking reality when we compare physical solitude to felt isolation. Felt isolation is actually measurably more damaging to your mental health than genuine physical solitude. Why is that?
True physical solitude is a state you can choose, you can manage it, and you can end it whenever you want. But felt isolation? That follows you into every single room. It sits right beside you at every gathering. Section 5. A nervous system defense. Let's dig into the biology here.
Now you might be wondering, why can't someone just decide to stop doing this? Why not just simply open up? Well, it all comes down to a really primitive subconscious question. Is this safe? Our nervous system operates entirely on this single fundamental query. For a person who hides their emotions, all their available historical evidence concludes that showing feelings gets them hurt, dismissed, or maybe labeled as too much. On the flip side, hiding keeps them safe. The nervous system isn't trying to punish you. It's literally just trying to protect you based on past data.
So here is the crucial point. You absolutely cannot argue with the nervous system. This defense mechanism runs on autopilot long before your conscious mind can even step in to intervene. It pulls you back from vulnerability just like your hand naturally flinches away from a hot stove before your brain even registers the heat. It's an automatic survival reflex, guys. It's not a conscious, stubborn choice.
Section 6. How to slowly return. Because we can't just use logic to suddenly override years of learned survival behaviors, the only way back to true connection has to be incredibly gentle. You don't have to break the door down, okay? You just need to crack it open. First, simply name the feeling privately to yourself. No judgment, just let it exist. Second, put the words outside your body. Put them in a journal or a notes app, it really doesn't matter, just get it out. Third, try offering just one honest sentence to one safe person. And finally, step 4, practice pausing and actually receiving their care instead of instantly deflecting with, "Oh, I'm fine." I want to focus on step 2 for a second because it's incredibly powerful. Dr. Pennebaker's research actually found that taking just 15 minutes a day for honest, expressive writing measurably reduces stress hormones in your body. And that happens within only 2 weeks. Think about that. You can literally begin to physically release what your voice hasn't yet been able to say just by writing for 15 minutes a day.
By taking these tiny, manageable risks, your nervous system slowly begins to learn a really beautiful new truth. Showing up is not always dangerous. You start to learn that the right people can actually be trusted with the real you. And, most importantly, you learn that you absolutely do not have to carry the weight of the entire world all by yourself.
As we leave that person in the parked car, maybe finally opening their phone and sending a quick text to a friend asking to talk, I want to leave you all with a final thought to chew on. It takes a truly exhausting amount of strength to hide everything, every single day, from everyone. So, imagine what you could do with all that strength if you were no longer spending every last piece of it on hiding. Thank you so much for exploring this topic with me in today's Explainer. I really hope this helps you, or maybe someone you deeply care about, to finally set that invisible weight down.